Hey coin fans and treasure hunters, welcome to World Rare Coins, the place where history, mystery, and massive value collide in the world of rare US coins. If you think a quarter is just pocket change, think again. Here, we uncover hidden gems, minting mistakes, and mind-blowing stories behind coins that collectors dream about. Ready to discover coins that could change your life? Then stick around, because you're about to enter the thrilling world of rare coins like never before. Let's get started. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underappreciated coins in the entire 50 State Quarters series. Get ready to explore the incredible story behind the United States of America New Hampshire State Quarter from the year 2000, a coin that blends history, mystery, and the magic of minting errors that can make it extremely valuable. Stick with us until the end, because we'll be revealing just how much one of these rare error coins has sold for. And trust me, the number will leave you speechless. Let's begin with a little backstory. In the year 2000, as the world welcomed a new millennium, the US Mint was continuing one of the most successful and popular programs in American numismatic history, the 50 State Quarters program. Launched in 1999, this initiative was created to honor each of the 50 states with a unique quarter released in the order that each state joined the Union. That year, New Hampshire got its moment to shine. The design of the New Hampshire State Quarter is both striking and symbolic. On the reverse side, you'll find a depiction of the Old Man of the Mountain, a natural rock formation located in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, which for centuries stood as a proud symbol of the state. Sadly, this iconic formation collapsed in 2003, making the coin's image even more meaningful and nostalgic. Beneath the rock profile, you'll see the words "Live Free or Die," New Hampshire's bold and powerful state motto. It's a coin that captures the spirit of independence, natural beauty, and fierce pride that defines New Hampshire. But as collectors know, a coin's story doesn't end with its design. It's what happens during the minting process that can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. Let's talk about the errors, the real stars of today's video. Because while millions of New Hampshire quarters were struck in 2000, only a tiny fraction have the kinds of minting mistakes that make collectors' jaws drop. First up, let's talk about the famous double die error. This happens when the coin die, essentially the stamp that impresses the image onto the blank coin, is misaligned during production, causing elements of the design to be struck twice. On the New Hampshire quarter, collectors have reported doubling on the text "Live Free or Die," the word New Hampshire, and even on parts of the Old Man of the Mountain itself. This doubling isn't always dramatic, but when it's clear and verified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC, the value increases exponentially. The sharper and more visible the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet isn't properly centered under the die. The result? A quarter with part of the design missing or shifted toward one side. If the date and mint mark are still visible, that makes the coin even more desirable. A New Hampshire quarter with a clean, off-center strike, especially in mint condition, is a rare and expensive find. Next, let's talk about clipped planchets. These errors happen when the coin blank is punched too close to the edge of the metal sheet, resulting in a curved or clipped section missing from the coin. If the clip is prominent and clean, and especially if the rest of the coin is in good shape, collectors will pay top dollar. Another error that adds real value is the missing clad layer. Modern quarters are made from a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel. Sometimes, one of those outer layers is missing due to a manufacturing defect. That creates a coin with a dull copper-colored side instead of the typical silver appearance. These coins also weigh slightly less, which can help identify them. Missing clad layer errors on New Hampshire quarters are extremely rare, and when found in mint state, their value skyrockets. And let's not forget the mysterious and unpredictable strike-through errors. These happen when debris, grease, dust, thread, or even small metal fragments gets between the die and the coin blank, leaving strange marks or distortions on the coin's surface. Because no two strike-throughs are the same, each one is effectively a one-of-a-kind piece. Now, let's talk about something every collector knows. Condition is everything. You could have a coin with a dramatic error, but if it's scratched, worn down, or heavily circulated, its value drops. The real money is in coins that are in mint state, graded MS 65 or higher by a reputable grading service. These coins are crisp, clean, and look exactly as they did the moment they were struck. When you combine a rare mint error with an uncirculated, high-grade condition, you have something very special. You have a coin that serious collectors will pay handsomely to OWN.SO. How do you know if you have one of these valuable New Hampshire quarters? Start by carefully examining the details. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubled letters, off-center designs, clipped edges, coppery surfaces, or odd marks that don't seem like damage. Compare your coin to online references or consult a coin expert. And if your coin seems promising, consider sending it in for grading. And now we're getting to the moment you've all been waiting for. The right New Hampshire quarter, with the right error and in the right condition, can be worth an incredible amount of money. In fact, one extremely rare and well-preserved example of the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter, featuring a dramatic minting error and verified as being in mint state condition, was valued at a mind-blowing $88,000. Yes, you heard that right. $88,000. For a coin you might have thought was just 25 cents. So take another look at those old coins. Dig through your change jars, search your drawers, and check your collections. Because somewhere out there, a New Hampshire quarter worth tens of thousands of dollars is just waiting to be found. Top 2, we're going to explore the surprising and fascinating world of the United States of America New York State Quarter Dollar, issued in 2001. This isn't just any quarter. This coin holds secrets, rarities, and errors that have made it one of the most valuable and exciting pieces in the entire 50-state quarters collection. If you're holding onto one of these coins, or if you've got a pile of quarters collecting dust somewhere, you'll want to pay very close attention. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and you might just discover that your 25-cent coin is worth a small fortune. Let's begin with a little history. In 1999, the United States Mint launched the 50-state quarters program, releasing 5 unique quarter designs each year to honor all 50 U.S. states in the order they entered the Union. It was one of the most successful coin programs in U.S. history, capturing the imagination of collectors, families, and casual fans across the country. In 2001, it was New York's turn to take center stage. Now, the design of the New York State Quarter is truly a work of art. On the reverse side, you'll see an image of the Statue of Liberty standing tall, proudly holding her torch high above New York Harbor. Behind her, an outline of the entire state of New York, with a line tracing the Hudson River and Erie Canal. This celebrates New York's vital role as a gateway to America, historically, economically, and culturally. The words "Gateway to Freedom" appear just below the state outline, honoring New York's position as the symbolic entry point for millions of immigrants arriving through Ellis Island. It's a beautiful and meaningful design, but what makes this coin truly fascinating isn't just how it looks. It's the rare and unexpected errors, the striking minting mistakes, and the ultra-rare pristine examples that have turned a few of these quarters into high-value collector treasures. Let's get into the details of what makes certain New York 2001 quarters worth far more than face value. First up, we have the ever-famous double die error. This occurs when the coin die, the tool that stamps the design onto the blank coin, strikes the planchet more than once, slightly misaligned. This creates a visible doubling effect on certain parts of the coin. On the New York quarter, doubling has been reported on the torch of the Statue of Liberty, the letters in Gateway to Freedom, and even in the shape of the state outline itself. This doubling may seem subtle at first, but to a collector, it's like striking gold. When authenticated and professionally graded, a double die error can increase a coin's value by thousands of dollars. Next, let's talk about the off-center strike. Imagine a quarter where the design is pushed to one side, leaving a portion of the coin blank. These errors happen when the coin blank is misaligned during minting. The more off-center it is, without losing key details like the date, the more valuable the coin becomes. A New York quarter with a clean, dramatic off-center strike is something serious collectors dream of finding. Another rare error is the clipped planchet. This occurs when the blank coin is punched too close to the edge of the metal sheet, resulting in a curved piece missing from the finished coin. These clipped coins are easily noticeable and, when legitimate and in good condition, are highly desirable. But there's more. Some New York State quarters have been found with a missing clad layer, where one side of the coin lacks the usual nickel outer coating, exposing the copper core beneath. These coins have a distinctive color and feel lighter. A genuine missing clad layer error is extremely rare and can make the coin highly collectible. And then we have the fascinating world of strike-through errors, coins that have been struck through grease, cloth fibers, or even small pieces of metal during the minting process. These unusual, sometimes bizarre-looking errors create unique patterns, textures, or gaps in the coin's design. Because each one is truly one of a kind, collectors are often willing to pay a premium for dramatic strike-through examples. Now, let's shift focus to condition, which is just as important as the error itself. Coin collectors use a grading scale from 1 to 70. A coin that receives a grade of MS, 65 or higher, MS, meaning mint state, means the coin was never used in circulation and shows no signs of wear. Combine this kind of pristine condition with a rare minting error, and now you're in the territory of ultra-valuable coins. To recap. If you come across a New York State quarter from 2001 with any of the following: doubling, off-center strike, clipped planchet, missing clad layer, or a dramatic strike-through, and if it's in mint condition, you may be holding a numismatic treasure worth far more than 25 cents. And now, the big question. How much could a rare New York 2001 quarter actually be worth? While many collectors dream of finding one of these special coins, only a very small number have ever surfaced with the right combination of rarity, error, and immaculate condition. These coins are so rare, so perfectly preserved, and so unusual that they're nearly priceless to the right buyer. But we're not here to talk theory. We're here to talk real numbers. That a genuine 2001 New York State quarter, with a verified major mint error and certified mint state grading, has been valued at an astounding $85,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $85,000. For a single quarter, that's the kind of find that turns casual collectors into passionate hobbyists. The kind of story that inspires people to dig through their change jars, old wallets, sock drawers, and forgotten piggy banks. Because you just never know, the next great coin discovery might be sitting right in your home, hiding in plain sight. So, if you're watching this right now and you have a New York State quarter from 2001, now is the time to take a closer look. Examine it under a magnifying glass. Check for errors, unusual marks, or design flaws. And if you find something that looks suspicious or spectacular, don't wait. Get it authenticated, graded, and appraised. Who knows? You could be the next person holding a 25-cent coin that's secretly worth more than a brand new car, or even more than a year's salary. We're talking about the 2007 Montana State quarter dollar. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem like just another entry in the 50 state quarters program. Maybe you've seen it in your pocket change. Maybe you tossed one into a jar years ago and forgot all about it. But here's the catch. Not all Montana quarters are created equal. Some of them, just a few, are far more valuable than anyone would guess. In fact, one specific version of this coin has been valued at a price that could make your jaw drop. So stay with us, because we're about to explore the story behind the Montana quarter, the rare mint errors that make it so special, and how a simple 25-cent coin can become a collector's dream. And yes, by the end of this video, we'll reveal exactly how much this treasure can be worth in real dollars. Let's start with the design. Released in 2007 as part of the wildly successful 50 state quarters program, the Montana quarter features one of the most distinct and bold designs of the entire series. On the reverse side, you'll see a majestic bison skull, a haunting, powerful symbol of the American West's natural history, indigenous culture, and untamed landscape. Behind the skull is a beautiful outline of the Montana mountains, along with the words "Big Sky Country," a nickname that perfectly captures the state's vast, breathtaking scenery. Above the design is the word Montana, and below it, the year 2007. The quarter proudly commemorates Montana's statehood, dating back to 1889, but it's what you don't see that really matters. Because lurking beneath this striking design are a handful of Montana quarters that came out of the U.S. Mint with errors, some subtle, some dramatic, that have turned these coins into incredibly rare and sought-after pieces. What kind of minting errors make the 2007 Montana quarter so valuable? Let's begin with one of the most notorious in numismatics, the double die. Error. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the die, but not perfectly aligned. The result? Slight but visible doubling of design elements. On the Montana quarter, look closely at the words Big Sky Country, Montana, and even the date, 2007. If there's doubling in any of these areas, that could be your first sign that you're holding something special. Next up, let's talk about off-center strikes. These happen when the coin blank isn't placed correctly beneath the die, causing the image to appear skewed or partially missing. The more off-center the design, and the more details that remain visible like the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. A Montana quarter with a clean 15% to 20% off-center strike can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars on its own. But in pristine condition, you'll want to stay tuned for that. Another error worth watching for is the clipped planchet. This error produces a curved or crescent-shaped missing piece from the edge of the coin. It's instantly noticeable, and if the clip doesn't interfere with the essential features like the bison skull or the date, collectors go wild for it. But we also have the rare missing clad layer error. Modern quarters are made from a copper core with a nickel outer layer. But if a coin is struck with one of those outer layers missing, the result is a quarter with a dull, coppery look on one side. This isn't damage. It's a legitimate minting mistake, and it's rare. If you come across a Montana quarter that looks a little too brown, don't dismiss it. It could be missing its clad layer, and that's a ticket to serious value. Let's not forget about strike-through errors. When foreign material like grease, dust, or even threads interfere during the striking process, leaving a deep, sometimes ghostly mark on the coin. Strike-through errors are often one-of-a-kind and completely unpredictable, which only adds to their allure. But here's the catch. Even with all these incredible error types, there's one more factor that can make or break a coin's value, and that's condition. A rare error on a scratched-up, heavily circulated coin might still be interesting, but it won't bring in the big bucks. But if that same error is found on a coin in mint state condition, graded MS 65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, it becomes something else entirely. A mint condition error coin is the holy grail for collectors. It's a combination of history, rarity, and perfect preservation. And when the right collector finds the right coin, that's where things really heat up. So what should you be doing if you have a 2007 Montana quarter? Here's your checklist. Examine the coin closely. Look for doubling, off-center designs, clipped edges, or surface abnormalities. Use proper tools. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help you spot errors you might miss with the naked eye. Don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy a coin's value. Leave it exactly how you found it. Weigh it. If the coin feels lighter than a regular quarter, it might be missing a clad layer. Compare with verified error coins online or take it to a local coin shop or professional grader for an opinion. Because, and here comes the moment you've been waiting for, the right 2007 Montana State quarter, with the right combination of mint error and pristine condition, has been appraised and sold in the collector's market for as much as $79,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $79,000. For a quarter. A coin you might have walked past on the sidewalk or spent at a vending machine could actually be worth more than a luxury car or even a down payment on a home. And that, my friends, is the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about history. It's not just about design. It's about the possibility that something so ordinary could turn out to be extraordinary. So, if you've got a 2007 Montana quarter, now is the time to take a closer look. It might just be your lucky day. Top 3. We're going deep into the heart of the Lone Star State. Straight into the story of the 2004 Texas State Quarter Dollar, a coin that might just be sitting quietly in your collection, waiting to change your life. Now, don't let the size or simplicity of a quarter fool you. Some of these small coins are hiding secrets. Rarity, minting errors, unique features that the average person would never notice, but that experienced collectors would recognize in a heartbeat. And the Texas State Quarter? It has a story to tell. One that combines history, mystery, and the potential for a massive payday. So grab your magnifying glass, your coin trays, and a cup of coffee, because what you're about to hear might just send you running to your nearest coin jar. Let's start at the beginning. In 2004, the U.S. Mint released the Texas State Quarter as part of the highly popular 50 State Quarters program. This program, launched in 1999, released 5 new quarter designs each year, honoring each of the 50 states in the order they joined the Union. And when it was Texas's turn, the design certainly didn't disappoint. That on the reverse side, the Texas quarter proudly features a large five-pointed star, the unmistakable symbol of the Lone Star State. Surrounding it is a lasso rope design, symbolizing Texas's deep cowboy heritage and frontier roots. Behind the star, you'll find an outline of the state itself, bold and unmistakable, with the word Texas etched clearly above and the date 1845, commemorating the year Texas joined the United States. And, of course, the motto is there too, the Lone Star State, a proud reminder of Texas's independent spirit and storied past. Now, this coin wasn't just about design. The Texas quarter was massively produced, with hundreds of millions of coins struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But here's the twist. Even though millions were made, not all were made equally. That's where things get interesting. Because hidden among those countless Texas quarters are a small number with rare minting errors, production flaws, and unique features, mistakes that turn an ordinary quarter into something extraordinary. Let's break down what kinds of errors you should be looking for and why they matter so much. First, we have the legendary double die error. This happens when the coin die strikes the blank planchet more than once, slightly misaligned, causing parts of the image or text to appear doubled. On the Texas quarter, doubling has been seen on the word Texas, the star, and even parts of the lasso design. The doubling might be subtle, but it's enough to catch the trained eye, and enough to send the coin's value through the roof if it's confirmed. Another highly collectible error is the off-center strike. If a coin isn't centered properly during minting, the design ends up misaligned, leaving a blank crescent-shaped space on one side of the coin. The more off-center the strike, the rarer the coin becomes, especially if the date is still visible, which makes it even more desirable to collectors. An off-center Texas quarter with a visible 2004 date and clear features? That's a jackpot. Then there's the ever-popular clipped planchet error. This occurs when the coin blank is cut too close to the edge of the metal strip, resulting in a coin that's literally missing a curved chunk. These errors are instantly recognizable, and, when authentic, they're a big hit with error coin collectors. But it doesn't stop there. Some Texas state quarters have been discovered with a missing clad layer. That's when one of the shiny nickel layers is missing from the coin, exposing the dull copper core underneath. These coins look different. They feel different. And if they're in mint state condition, they're worth a lot. One of the rarest and most intriguing types of errors is the strike-through error. Imagine something like grease, dust, cloth fibers, or even bits of metal getting caught between the die and the coin blank during the striking process. The result? A weird and wild imprint on the surface of the coin that shouldn't be there. Each strike-through error is completely unique, like a fingerprint, which makes it an irresistible find for collectors. Now, let's talk about something just as important as the error itself, the condition. Even if you have a rare error, if the coin is heavily worn, scratched, or circulated, the value takes a hit. But a coin that's been preserved in mint state condition, graded MS, 65 or higher, is an entirely different story. An uncirculated Texas quarter with a rare mint error, still looking as fresh as the day it left the mint? That's the kind of coin that serious collectors dream about. And that's where the real money starts to appear. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable Texas quarter? Start by examining it carefully. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check for doubling in the text or star. Look for off-center designs or missing metal. Compare the weight. If it's lighter than usual, it might be missing a layer. And most importantly, look at the overall condition. If your coin looks promising, don't clean it or try to polish it up. That can destroy its value. Instead, get it looked at by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their authentication and grading can make the difference between a collector being interested or passing it over. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much could one of these special Texas state quarters be worth? Well, in recent years, a genuine 2004 Texas state quarter with a dramatic and well-documented mint error preserved in near-perfect mint state condition and authenticated by a leading grading company has been valued at an astonishing $82,000. That's right, $82,000. For a single quarter. It's a perfect example of how history, design, and a touch of imperfection can come together to create something truly priceless. So, the next time you're digging through your loose change, remember this story. That Texas quarter in your hand might not just be worth 25 cents. It might be a rare, valuable, and collectible piece of American numismatic history. Top 5, we're diving into the fascinating story behind one of the most unique and rare coins from the United States Mint, the 2009 Guam State Quarter. This coin isn't just another piece of currency. It holds a special place in the world of numismatics because of its rarity, design, and the intriguing mint errors that can make it incredibly valuable. If you're a collector or simply love discovering hidden treasures, you'll want to listen closely because this might just be one of the most exciting coins you'll ever learn about. Let's begin by understanding what makes the Guam Quarter so special. Released in 2009 as part of the United States Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, this quarter features the stunning landscape and cultural heritage of Guam, an unincorporated U.S. territory in the Pacific. The coin's reverse side showcases the iconic image of the Hagatnya Bay with a flying prow, traditional canoe, in the foreground, symbolizing the island's maritime history and connection to the ocean. Surrounding this scene, the words Guam, Guan, the indigenous Chamorro name for Guam, 2009, and E pluribus unum are proudly displayed. But it's not just the beautiful design that has collectors buzzing. The Guam Quarter is part of a very limited minting run, and several mint errors have been documented that elevate some specimens to a level of rarity rarely seen in modern quarters. These errors make the coin highly sought after by collectors, especially those who specialize in error coins. One of the most significant types of error associated with the Guam Quarter is the double die error. This occurs during the coin striking process when the coin is struck twice, but the dies are slightly misaligned, causing doubling in certain design elements. If you inspect your Guam Quarter under magnification, watch closely for any doubling in the text, especially the words Guam or Guan, or in the intricate lines of the prow or the waves. Coins exhibiting these doubled features are extraordinarily rare and fetch premium prices. Another fascinating error to look out for is the off-center strike. This error happens when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during minting, causing the design to appear shifted or cropped. An off-center Guam Quarter, particularly one with a significant portion of the design missing but still recognizable, is a prized find. Collectors love these coins because they provide a glimpse into the imperfections of the minting process, making each one unique. In addition to these, clipped planchet errors have been found in the Guam Quarters as well. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal blank from which the coin is struck is improperly cut, leaving a crescent-shaped missing section on the coin's edge. Such a coin with a neat, well-defined clip that doesn't disrupt the essential design elements can be incredibly valuable. Moreover, the missing clad layer error, although rare, has also been reported. Quarters are typically composed of a copper core with a nickel outer layer, but a missing clad layer means one side or part of the coin has lost its nickel coating, giving it a distinct coppery appearance. If your Guam Quarter looks unusually brown on one side, don't ignore it. It could be a mint error worth a lot. Of course, one of the most important factors affecting the value of any coin, error or not, is its condition. Even the rarest error coin will struggle to find a buyer if it's heavily worn, scratched, or damaged. For the Guam Quarter, coins graded in mint state condition by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC command the highest prices. Pristine coins with sharp details, full luster, and no signs of wear are what collectors are actively seeking. If you're wondering how to tell whether you have one of these rare error Guam Quarters, here are some tips to help you inspect your coins. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the coin closely for any signs of doubling or misalignment in the design. Look carefully at the edges for any clipping or irregularities. Check the color and surface for signs of a missing clad layer or unusual discoloration. Compare your coin to reference images of known error Guam Quarters online. If you suspect your coin is rare or has an error, consider getting it professionally graded. It could make a massive difference in value. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for: the value of these rare Guam Quarters. Depending on the specific error and condition, some of these coins have been sold for prices that far exceed their face value. While a regular Guam Quarter is worth just 25 cents, The rare error varieties in mint condition can be worth an astounding $75,000. Yes, $75,000. For a single quarter. This mind-blowing price reflects not only the rarity of the errors, but also the growing demand among collectors who want to own a piece of minting history that is unlike anything else in the 50-state quarters or America, the beautiful series. In conclusion, if you happen to have a 2009 Guam State quarter in your collection, or even stumbled upon one in circulation, take a moment to inspect it carefully. That seemingly ordinary coin could be a hidden gem worth a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, coins like this remind us all why coin collecting is such a fascinating and rewarding hobby. If you found this video helpful and exciting, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on rare coin discoveries and insider tips. Share your thoughts or any questions in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes sharp and your collections growing. Happy hunting and happy collecting.